Hello, Elly here, your yoga teacher for today. Welcome to this Wake Up and Be Energized flow. So this is going to be a slightly shorter flow where we're going to be building a little bit of energy in the body. There's going to be lots of different options, so making it suitable for different levels. And yes, come and join me on your mat. And we will start the class in a comfortable seated position and grabbing any props or blocks that you need here. And propping anything under the hips to come into that lovely neutral spine position on your mat. And we'll ground into the class for a moment. So you can either close off your eyes or take a steady gaze somewhere out in front of you. And I offer you the option to take your hands to your knees and notice the connection between your hands and your knees and the grounding feeling that this may be creating for you. And start to become aware of your breath. I'm going to set an intention for the class today, but as always, you can set your own intention. And the intention is going to be, I am enough. Relax through the shoulders and notice where your breath is traveling to in your body. Breathing as freely as you can. And open the eyes back up if you had them closed. Bring the hands together and we'll start to take some rolls through the wrists, just warming up. Take a circle one way with the wrist and then the other. And then inhale, sweep the hands up to the sky, lifting your ribs away from your hips. Take your right hand to your left wrist and start to come over into a stretch, but really lifting up and out first and then coming into the stretch. Feeling this left side body opening up. Also perhaps feeling some engagement here through the core. And start to come through neutral. Take your left hand this time to your right wrist. Inhale, lift up and out of the waist. And come over to the left, feeling the right side body opening up. And this doesn't have to be a really big movement at all here. This could be a small movement for you today. Feeling the right side body opening up. Making some beautiful space. And release the hands down. Take a big shoulder roll. And bring your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, and open across the chest. Or if this feels too strong for you, you could be reaching your fingertips out behind you and taking the opening across the chest here. Making space. And then bringing your hands back to your knees, start to open across the chest here. So this could be quite subtle, just lightly shining the heart forwards. And then on your exhale, take a round through the spine. So drop your head, bring your belly button in towards your spine. Using your hands on your knees to support you, keeping the sitting bones grounded. And work through with your breath here. So inhale, shine the heart forwards. Exhale, round the spine. Going with your breath as much as you can. And then come and meet me back in neutral when you're ready. And make your way into a tabletop position on your mat and tuck those toes under. And on an exhale, we're going to send the hips to the sky, meeting in downward facing dog. Taking a pedal out through the feet here, if that feels good too. Taking any movement that feels good in your downward facing dog. Finding some length through the spine. Maybe having a play around today with coming up on your toes a little more, bending through those knees. And then finding that space through the shoulders, through the spine. And then from that place of space, seeing how it then feels to start to straighten the legs and work the heels towards the mat. But that's just a gesture of where they're going. If your knees are still bent, if you're still up on your toes, if that's where you're at and that's where you need to be today, then come to that. Listening to the body, leading with the breath, following with the body and observing with the mind. That is the aim of our practice. And then option, you could either stay working in your downward facing dog here, or see how it feels to bring a little bit of weight into the right hand and bring the left hand towards the right leg. Maybe it's coming towards the right thigh, maybe the shin, maybe the foot, and feel a little stretch and opening here. Maybe your gaze is coming under your right armpit. If it's not, then no worries. Bring that left hand back and then release the right hand, or see how it feels to release the right hand and then bring that to maybe the left thigh, maybe the left shin or the foot. But again, if this does not feel right, if it's feeling too strong, then stay in your traditional downward facing dog, or maybe come to child's pose. On your next inhale, step the feet in towards the hands. And we're going to hang down here for a moment in forward fold. So take as much softness as you need through the legs, through the knees. And then we're going to come into a twist here. So placing the left fingertips either on the mat, or you could be bringing them to a block here to bring the mat up closer to you. And then starting to reach the right arm up to the ceiling and taking a little more softness through this left knee. Feeling a deep opening through the back of the right leg, coming into this twist here, sending your gaze up towards those right fingertips. Exhale, float back down, and then either placing the right hand on the mat or on a block, sweep the left arm up to the sky, bend through the right knee, send your gaze up to the left fingertips, and coming into this deep twist. Maybe you can feel the stretch through the left glutes. And these muscles through the back of the left leg. Remembering your breath. Float the left arm down. Peel the body up to a standing position, taking as much softness as you need through the knees here. Rounding the spine, head and the neck coming up last. Meeting in your Tadasana, meeting in your mountain pose at the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky, lifting your ribs away from the hips. Exhale, hinge at the hips, soften through your knees as much as you need to, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, make space. Exhale, plant the hands down on the mat, soften through the knees and step back to plank, or to modify, you could drop your knees straight down to the mat here. Exhale, everybody drop their knees down. Keeping the elbows tucked in, lower the rest of your body down to the mat. Inhale, roll the shoulders, lift the chest, cobra, activate the lower body. Glutes activated, legs activated. Exhale, melt the chest back down. Start to press through your hands, keeping the elbows tucked in, bringing yourself back through tabletop position. Tuck the toes under, exhale, downward facing dog. Pressing the mat away from you with your hands, finding space, sending your gaze through between the knees, relaxing, releasing through the head and the neck. And option here, we're going to come into three-leg dog now. Your three-leg dog today could be hovering this left leg off the mat here. Or maybe you're bringing your foot away and starting to sweep it up towards the sky. But we're going to keep our hips nice and square today in the three-leg dog. So just keeping the hips square. You could either point the toes or you could flex the foot. Whatever feels right for you. And start to float the left foot in from your three-leg dog and step that left foot through between the hands. Inhale, reach the hands up to the sky for high lunge. Lengthening through the back leg, front knees roughly in line with the ankle. Lifting up and out of the waist here. And in your high lunge, start to see how it feels to bring this left arm forwards. And we're going to take the right arm back. So coming into a twist. And as you bring this right arm back, your gaze is coming over the right fingertips. If this is feeling too strong for you, then you could have your hands on your hips and be working on coming into a twist over to the right side. Inhale, start to bring your hands back through to center, back into your high lunge. Bring your hands to heart center here. Step this back foot in. And then start to come forwards into a warrior three. So we're bringing the weight through the left foot, starting to raise the right leg away from the mat and creating this line with our body. You could take some blocks here to support you in your warrior three. Your warrior three could be a smaller range of movement. Option to reach the hands by the ears for a little more here. Remembering to breathe, keep the hips square, shining towards the earth. Find a drishti or gazing point if that helps. And slowly, starting to come out of your warrior three. Soften through the left knee, bring the hands down to the mat and step back, meeting in a plank position. Well done. Now from here, work through your version of chaturanga. So coming through on your inhale, either into an upward facing dog or cobra. And on the exhale, meeting back in your downward facing dog. And take a releasing breath here in your downward facing dog. So inhaling through your nose and exhaling out through the mouth like a big sigh. Let it all go. Feeling the heat in the body. And starting to come into your three-legged dog. So seeing how it feels to hover this right foot away. Now, you could be lightly playing with just hovering it away from the mat, or you can start to sweep the leg up towards the sky, but keeping the hips square in your three-legged dog today. Making sure that you stay strong through the shoulders. Sending your gaze towards the knee. Relax through the head and the neck. Both legs nicely lengthened. Engaging the right leg. And then start to sweep this right leg through from your three-legged dog. Stepping it through between the hands. And inhale, sweep the arms up into a high lunge. You could drop this back knee down to modify, or remember that child's pose is there for you anytime that you need it. Start to bring this right arm out in front of you, and then bring the left arm to the back, coming into a twist here, sending your gaze towards your left fingertips. But again, option to have the hands on the hips and be working into a slight twist here. Taking whatever option you need. And inhale, bring your arms back up to center, reaching towards the sky, lifting up and out of the waist. And then on an exhale, bring them back to heart center. Step this right foot in to stabilize. And then we'll start bringing the weight through the right leg, coming forwards into a warrior three. Taking any blocks that you need here, taking any support that you need. Hips staying nice and square, hips shining down to the earth. Option to bring your arms out in front of you here. Keep breathing, feeling into any wobbles and shakes. And start to bring the hands down to the mat, soften through the right knee, and meet me back in a plank position. Come through your version of chaturanga. Inhaling into upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale back into your downward facing dog. Well done. Take a releasing breath. And on your next inhale, come to your toes and step your feet in towards your hands. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine, make space. Exhale, forward fold, soften the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. And release your hands to the side. Notice the energy in the body. Notice any sensations. Notice anything coming up for you today. Observing from that place of being the watcher of your own thoughts. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Soften the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat and step them back into plank position. Work through your version of chaturanga. Inhaling through upward facing dog or cobra. And exhaling into your downward facing dog. Lifting those hips up to the sky, bringing the hips away from the ribs. Downward facing dog. I feel like a really strong place to be, but it's an amazing, amazing pose for re-energizing. It's an inversion, it's increasing the blood flow to your head, to your brain, helping with focus, concentration. As well as all the other physical benefits and stretching and space we're making whilst being in this posture. And from your downward facing dog, wave the body forward. So engaging through the core, and we're moving, so from the hands, through the arms, through the shoulders, think about bringing your body slowly into a plank position. So the shoulders are working forwards, then the rest of your body's coming into plank. And then from your plank, drop the knees down, sit the bottom back on the heels, child's pose. Well-deserved child's pose for everyone here. Option to take a wide leg child's pose if that's in your practice. So that's bringing the knees out to the side and opening through the hips here. That's just an option. Allowing the heart and the head to sink down towards the mat. That's just the direction that it's going in. Closing off the eyes here if that feels good too. Feeling that energy. And start to walk the hands back in, coming up and out of your child's pose. And bring those hips down to the mat. And we'll come into half lord of the fish here. So we're gonna lengthen, so to start off with, lengthen through this right leg here. And bend this left knee in. Now the foot could be coming to the inside of the right thigh. If it feels good to, you can cross this leg over. So the left foot is coming over to the right side of your right thigh. So you may be coming here in this posture. See how it feels to then bend this right leg in. Again, this won't be for everyone. See how it feels in your body. Go through the stages that I'm showing you here and see what feels right. It's not about coming into the deepest expression of the pose or even coming into the deepest expression of a pose that you can do in your practice, because today your body may not be wanting to do that, and it's all about listening to that and honoring that as much as we possibly can. And then we're starting to take the left hand behind us here to support us. And then inhaling this right arm up, and then sweeping the right arm to the outside of the left thigh and coming into the twist here in our half lord of the fish. Now see how it feels to come here. Maybe, and this is just an option, maybe you can lengthen through this left leg, bring the right hand to the outside of the foot, and maybe you're bringing the left hand out behind you. But this is not where you necessarily need to be here. Listen to your body, honor what your body is communicating to you, and take what feels right, not perhaps what your thinking mind is telling you to do or to not do. Listen to what feels correct in your body today. Remembering to breathe, inhale, make space, and exhale, surrender. Relax. Let your body do what it needs to do. And start to release. Coming out of your half lord of the fish, taking a little wiggle or shake. Now we'll come onto the other side. So starting again here, working through the stages. Start with the left leg lengthened, bend this right knee in, sole of the foot's on the mat. Maybe you're staying here in your half lord of the fish today. That's absolutely fine. Then the next stage is hook the right foot over, so the right foot's on the mat and it's on the outside of the left thigh. See how that feels for you. Maybe you're coming here. Then from here, maybe you want to bend this right leg in. Again, see how that feels for you. Take the right arm behind you. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. And then you start to come into a twist. Maybe you're hooking that right arm to the left arm to the outside of the right thigh. Or maybe you're taking a hug. Maybe you're bringing the left arm and you're hugging this right knee. Right arms out behind you to support. And maybe if it feels right too, you could take the left arm to the outside of the right foot, lengthen through that right leg and reach the right hand out behind you. Gaze coming in the direction of being over your right shoulder. That's just the direction that it's coming in. Keep lifting up and out of the waist on your inhales, and on your exhale, surrendering, releasing into the twist. Connecting to your breath. And slowly start coming out of the pose. Coming to your seated position on your mat. Coming either into a cross-legged position or however you started the class. And bringing your hands back to being on your knees or perhaps having them resting in your lap. And close off the eyes if it feels good to, or take a steady gaze. Take a deep inhale and give yourself a shoulder roll. Notice your shoulder blades run down your back. Reconnect to your breath. Notice the energy in your body. Notice any sensations. Perhaps feeling a sense of being re-energized and grounded. Notice which parts of your body are connected to the mat, to the earth. Notice how it's supporting you. Coming back to the intention of you are enough, I am enough. Whatever expectations or whatever you wanted to come from your practice today, just remember showing up on your mat, giving yourself this time is enough and will always be enough. As always, please come into your Shavasana now or a meditation. If you've got time to, if you're ready to finish the practice today, then thank you so much for being here with me. I really hope you enjoyed the practice. Please like, share, comment below. And I do offer a Thankful Flow online membership where there's much more videos like this and a selection of longer classes and other kind of juicy videos on there. So yes, anyone who's interested in that, do go and have a look at my website page. And yes, I hope to see you again very soon.